too bad. But okay, so y'all know I've been reading this book, right? This is Neville Goddard book. And it's just really like helping like reinforcing what I already know about manifestation, if that makes sense. Just kind of like studying, right? Because you want to study your craft or whatever, right? So I was, Neville does base a lot of what he talks about. He backs it up with scripture, right? And then like recently I had been watching like some Reverend Ike videos, because he more or less talked about like manifesting money for yourself, and so I'm like, okay, in which, I mean, I believe the Bible, people say it's mysticism or whatever. Okay, call it what you want, but I do believe the Bible and the stories and just how things come true that the Bible says, right? And so when I was a kid or whatever, you get indoctrinated with the Bible and stuff and you hear all these stories, right? But now that I understand how the mind works and how manifestation works, it just reaffirms the stories that I heard as a kid. So for instance, the story about the blind man, right? And I can't remember exact words, but he told Jesus that he wanted to be made whole, right? That he didn't want to be blind anymore. And so Jesus, he made the salve, like I guess like some mud and some saliva or whatever he made it from, and he applied it on the man's eyes. And I think it was something like he told him when he took it off, he would be able to see, right? And so let's correlate that just to today. So of course, you can go to a blind person and you could do that, right? So do you think it was the salve, like the saliva in the mud, that healed the man? Or do you think it was the man's belief, that because that man really wanted to see? And nobody really talks about the before he met up with Jesus. Nobody talks about he probably had been thinking all the time, affirming, I'm going to see when I see Jesus, he's going to make me whole. He's going to make me see. It was like he was probably saying these affirmations in his head, right? And he had probably been saying them over time and find a way to finally run into Jesus's path, right? And so, Jesus, knowing how men interpret everything he was doing, decided to make the salve, right, and put it on the man's eyes for the people that were watching, right? Because sometimes people need some type of, well, it's not they need it, but their mind is so constricted by what they see that they need you to do whatever to feel like it worked, right? And so in the story, this biblical story, the man does get healed, and the blind are made to see. And it was that man, it was the two were in agreement, first of all, right? And Jesus, being God or whatever, had the power of all consciousness within him. So his words were it, right? But I believe that it also took that man's faith in what Jesus said and did that healed him to see. And so that power of authority, right? That faith that is within each and every one of us is what we must use to get our manifestations to come into the 3D world, to heal. So it is possible to heal the blind. It is possible to make the lame walk. It's very possible. It depends on the faith of the person and if they really know that they have the power of authority within them, right? Or because there's no one outside of you that's creating. You have the power and authority of Christ in you is what heals. Okay. Now I ain't gonna start preaching and stuff because I'm not a preacher, but I'm saying this to say this. If you believe in manifestation, then you have to believe in principles in the Bible. You have to believe that the blind can be made to see. You have to believe these things. But in today's day and age, we have so many limited beliefs. We have so many, let's not heal you. Let's give you a guide dog. Like, so, okay. So some people are going to say, no, let's try some treatments until I see. And that person will possibly get their sight back because they kept believing that they were going to get their sight back. They kept seeing that they were going to get their sight back. Versus people who use the guide dogs or the canes to walk, they're not looking to see. They're looking to live with the circumstances they have. I intend for this to make sense to what's supposed to make sense to. And so, as I study this book and I'm looking at different things and hearing different stories and things that I know about, yes, the cripple can be made whole. Yes, the lame can be made whole. They can be made healthy. And we've seen it. I've known people that have been in comas. I know people that have been on their bed, like the doctor told them they're not going to make it, and they rose up out of there because they believed that they was going to be better, and they went home to their children and their family. So yes, it's possible. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have my own stories of people being healed. So yes, it is very true. And a lot of these movies that we watch and stuff, they make you cynical, right? Like there was that movie they had with John Voight, and then he was like a pastor, and they were trying to say what he was doing was fake and da da da. And here's the thing: it's what you believe it is, right? So if you believe that you're going to church to get healed, and you see yourself as healed, and you see yourself walking, and you hold true to that, and you don't listen to what nobody else says outside of you, yes, it can be done. They've invented crutches that help people walk. There's so many aids that also help aids, like crutches or bionic type stuff, right? So there's so many aids that help to get people to the vision that they see for themselves, right? But you have to see that vision for yourself. You have to see that vision for yourself. Nobody can come inside your brain and make yourself see yourself as healed. We can tell you we're healed. We can tell you that you're strong, but you have to have the inner belief in yourself that you are healed, that you set free from the bondage of whatever it is. It's your faith that gets you there, okay? It's your faith, and you have to hold fast to the visual of what you want in your mind, and you have to live from there. You have to live from what you see inside your mind's eye. Your mind is a mirror. This is what I learned in this book. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just learning different principles to what I already am practicing, right? So your mind is a mirror. So what you see in the mirror of your mind reflects into the mirror of your 3D. So do you see yourself having a lot of money? Do you see yourself having the new car, driving the new car, right? How do you treat the car you have now? Do you treat the car you have now good? Do you keep it clean? Do you keep it washed? Do you keep it oiled? Do you keep the tires done? Like, are you, right, actively treating what you have as though you wish it to be? Therefore, you're already having it because you're already treating it how you wish it to be. And since I am having it, then so it shall be done. So it shall be. If you're already having it in your mind, you're going to have it in the real world. You're going to have it in your 3D, okay? So I want you guys to get this idea, to really grasp onto what I'm saying of having what you want in your mind, see it if you can't see it in front of you, I know visualization may be hard, then imagine you looking in a mirror and you seeing you and your SB kissing, right? You can't look in a mirror and see that? I mean, come on now. This mirror that's in your mind, and just look at the mirror until the outside image reflects what you want. If you see yourself holding up $100,000 check in the mirror of your mind, right? You see yourself with this money, it's gonna come into your 3D. Don't limit it to how it comes, when it comes, why it comes. Let the universe work out the easiest, natural, fastest, normal, logical way for you to get what it is that you are seeing yourself have in your mind. I intend for this video to make sense to who it's supposed to make sense to. And I believe that it will. So, with all of that being said, I want to say this for today, right? I want you to act as if today. I want you to go inside and look at that mirror in your mind. And I want you to see you with a pile of money in your lap. I want you to see yourself in the mirror. See yourself right now. Just really close your eyes and think and see yourself sitting down, cradling your bundles of money that you have. It's okay. It's your imagination. That's what it's here for. That's what it's to be used for, to create what you want in your reality. And then breathe out and relax as you see this going on, right? And then I want you to continue living out the rest of your day in the knowing that this is going to happen to you. You see in your mind's eye is already being brought into creation. You are living each day in the fulfillment of this ideal. You are living as though it's already done. So there should be no resistance because it's already done. And with manifestation, a made up mind manifests. Okay. Your mind has to be made up. You can't be double. You can't think no and then yes. That is what causes hot and cold. You have to think yes, no matter. We have to tell yourself yes, no matter what. If something is going on in your 3 that you don't like, or it seems like it doesn't correspond with your manifestation, because it still does, things are always working behind the scenes and in your favor, then immediately switch over to the mirror in your mind and see the picture that you want to see in that mirror and hold fast to that until your reality becomes alive for you. Okay? I'm going to get off this video now. I just wanted to do that real quick for you guys. I love you, YouTube, so much. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.